And there you have it, chicken a la king.
It is a crown roasted pork, or it will be a crown roasted pork.
We got pineapple upside down cake.
Once upon a time, Sunday dinners were an event filled with recipes that brought generations to the table. But as times changed and fast food took over, many of these beloved dishes quietly disappeared from our kitchens. From rich casseroles bubbling with flavor to desserts defining childhoods, these recipes can transport us back to simpler, more delicious times. Which of these recipes will spark your memories or inspire you to bring them back? Grab your apron and a dash of nostalgia and join us as we rediscover 25 forgotten Sunday recipes no one makes anymore.
And go ahead and serve this over biscuits. And there you have it, chicken a la king. Hope you enjoy.
Chicken a la king was the quintessential comfort dish of its era, dominating Sunday dinners from the early 1900s through the 1950s. This indulgent creation featured tender chunks of chicken, sautéed mushrooms, and bright pimientos, all enveloped in a rich and velvety bechamel or cream sauce. It was typically served over puff pastry, toast, or rice, showcasing its versatility and sophistication while still being approachable for families. The origins of this classic are hotly debated, with some pointing to hotel chefs in New York or Philadelphia as its creators. Regardless, its popularity in mid-century America was unmistakable. As culinary trends shifted toward lighter, more straightforward dishes in later decades, chicken a la king faded from the spotlight, leaving behind a nostalgic trace in the annals of American food history. But if you thought chicken a la king was elaborate, wait until you uncover a once-revered veal specialty's shimmering, gelatinous splendor.
This is holodets or student or meat jelly. Look at it. It looks like that. Really jelly thing.
Jellied veal loaf was a dazzling centerpiece for unique spreads in the early 20th century, embodying its time's culinary trends and aesthetic sensibilities. This dish featured ground or shredded veal blended with a medley of spices and finely chopped vegetables, suspended in a glistening layer of aspic, a savory, translucent jelly crafted from rich meat stock. Often poured into intricate molds, it emerged as a culinary work of art, showcasing the era's fascination with gelatin-based creations. Served cold, it was a sensory delight, with its smooth, shimmering surface revealing a mosaic of co-colors and textures beneath. Praised for its elegance and practicality, it is sliced effortlessly for sandwiches or salads. However, shifting tastes and the decline of aspic-based dishes eventually relegated it to the pages of forgotten recipes. Think veal jelly was unusual? Up next is a soup that aimed to bring a bit of oceanic elegance to the landlocked dinner tables of the past. Mock turtle soup was a creative solution for those who wanted the taste of turtle soup without the turtle. Originating in the 18th century, it used a calf's head as a substitute for the reptilian delicacy. The dish mimicked turtle meat's gelatinous texture and rich flavor by incorporating the calf's gelatinous parts, like the head and feet, into a profoundly spiced broth. Common additions included hard-boiled eggs, lemons, and Madeira wine, which gave it a luxurious touch. It became a staple in Victorian England, and later found a place in American kitchens, often canned for convenience. While its unique flavor and complexity earned fans, the rise of more straightforward dishes and changing sensibilities about its ingredients pushed it into obscurity.
And this is going to cook up super fast. I'm going to put a little more seasoning on this side now.
Liver and onions was a quintessential Sunday dinner dish, offering a flavorful and nutritious meal at a low cost. This hearty dish featured thin slices of liver, usually beef, pork, or chicken, lightly dredged in flour and then seared to tender perfection. The crowning touch was the pile of caramelized onions, their sweetness perfectly balancing the liver's earthy richness. Packed with iron and other nutrients, it was a favorite for generations striving to feed families on a budget. Though its aroma was polarizing, many loved the nostalgia it evoked. However, as palates shifted away from organ meats and towards leaner proteins, liver and onions became a rarity. But don't get too comfortable. The following recipe elevates a simple roast to a regal masterpiece for a holiday table.
Is another spectacular dish to serve on a special occasion. It is a crown roasted pork, or it will be a crown roasted pork.
The pork crown roast was a true showstopper, often reserved for those special dinners or holiday feasts. This elaborate dish consisted of a rack of pork ribs arranged in a circular crown, filling the cavity with savory stuffing. The presentation alone, complete with decorative frills on the rib tips, was enough to leave guests in awe. The meat, slow roasted to perfection, was tender and flavorful, with the stuffing absorbing all the delicious juices. This dish required skill and time, making it a symbol of culinary ambition. Over time, however, its labor-intensive preparation made it less appealing in modern kitchens. Coming up is a dish that wraps beef in layers of decadence, creating a package of pure indulgence.
Don't forget that beautiful green peppercorn sauce and all of those make-ahead moments. So from America's Test Kitchen, the ultimate, the magnificent, the masterpiece, Beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington is the epitome of opulence in the world of Sunday roasts. This dish features a perfectly cooked beef tenderloin, often seared for a crispy exterior, then smothered in a mixture of finely chopped mushrooms, herbs, and sometimes pâté. The beef is then wrapped in puff pastry and baked to golden perfection. The resulting masterpiece is a tender roast that oozes flavor with every slice. Created for British royalty, it became a popular choice for upscale dinner parties and festive occasions. However, as home cooking became quicker and more convenient, Beef Wellington gradually fell out of favor due to its time-consuming preparation.
Tuna noodle casserole. That's right, I'm going to show you how to make what I consider the king of the comfort food casseroles.
Tuna noodle casserole was a staple of mid-20th century family dinners, offering a simple yet satisfying combination of pantry ingredients. The dish featured egg noodles tossed with canned tuna, peas, and a creamy sauce made from mushroom soup or homemade bechamel. Topped with a crunchy layer of breadcrumbs or potato chips, it offered a perfect blend of textures, creamy and crisp. This casserole was quick to prepare and affordable, making it the go-to comfort food for busy households. Despite its practicality and heartiness, the rise of fresh, organic, and lighter meals led to its gradual disappearance from the dinner table. Just as you thought casseroles were about simplicity, let's dive into a dish that takes things to a new level of savory decadence.
So excited for you to have this recipe for scalloped potatoes and ham in your recipe box. This is going to make you a superstar success at dinner time.
Ham and scalloped potatoes was a Sunday classic that combined the smoky richness of ham with the creamy indulgence of thinly sliced potatoes baked in a rich, cheesy sauce. Layers of potatoes, often coated in a thick white sauce or cream, were baked until golden and bubbling, while the ham was typically sliced thick and served on the side or incorporated into the bake. This dish was perfect for feeding a crowd, combining protein and vegetables in a hearty bake. While it remains a comforting and nostalgic dish, the trend towards fresher, lighter meals has made this rich casserole less common today.
Today we are making this amazingly cheesy, creamy, delicious chicken broccoli casserole, okay? Otherwise known as chicken divan, chicken divan.
Chicken divan was an iconic casserole that graced Sunday tables in the mid-20th century. The dish featured tender chicken and broccoli bathed in a rich, creamy cheese sauce made from mayonnaise and cheese, then baked until golden and bubbly. Some versions included a sprinkling of breadcrumbs on top for added crunch. It was thought to have been created at New York's Divan Parisienne restaurant in the 1930s, but it quickly became a family favorite across America. Its popularity, however, waned as more health-conscious diets and lighter recipes took over. Yet, the indulgent and satisfying flavor of chicken divan still exists in many nostalgic hearts.
Today I'm going to share with you how I make my green bean casserole. So if you want to learn how I make it, just stay tuned and I'll show you how.
Green bean casserole was a mid-century marvel that quickly became a unique dinner staple, created by Dorcas Riley in 1955 for Campbell's Soup Company. This dish combined green beans, cream of mushroom soup, and a crunchy topping of fried onions. It was quick, cost-effective, and irresistibly delicious, appealing to busy households looking for something easy yet satisfying. Its creamy texture and savory flavor made it a hit during family meals and holidays. Despite its past popularity, it gradually fell out of favor as fresh vegetables and lighter cooking gained traction. But don't worry, because next, we're about to plunge into a dish that's even more of a conversation starter, one that jiggles its way right to the heart of vintage dining.
And double this recipe, you can triple the recipe and get a much bigger pan to put it in, or a mold.
Tomato aspic once reigned supreme as the epitome of culinary elegance on Sunday dinner tables, particularly in the early to mid-20th century. This savory gelatin dish was crafted from seasoned tomato juice, often enhanced with vegetables, herbs, or shrimp, and served as a salad or side dish. Its appeal extended beyond taste. Molded into intricate shapes, it was as much a feast for the eyes as for the palate. The firm, refreshing texture of the aspic made it a standout centerpiece, embodying both sophistication and the creative spirit of the gelatin craze that defined the era. However, as time passed and modern cooking embraced simpler, more convenient dishes, the labor-intensive artistry of tomato aspic fell out of favor, relegating it to the annals of forgotten culinary history.
Flower Glamours with Beverly family. Today we are going to make a fruit salad with ingredients that you have in your pantry and
Canned fruit salad was a sweet and vibrant medley that became a beloved staple on mid-20th century family tables. This nostalgic dish often featured a canned fruit cocktail, a mix of peaches, cherries, and pears, brought to life with fluffy whipped cream, chewy marshmallows, and, occasionally, a sprinkle of shredded coconut for added texture. Quick and easy to prepare, it required no baking, making it a go-to choice for busy homemakers. Its colorful presentation and sugary sweet taste made it an instant hit, appealing to kids and adults. Whether served as a dessert or a side dish, it was a star at potlucks, summer picnics, and holiday dinners. Though fresh fruit and healthier options have since replaced it, the dish still holds a special place in the hearts of those who grew up with its delightful charm. Speaking of stuffed dishes, the following recipe puts a savory twist on a classic vegetable, transforming it into a hearty centerpiece.
That cheese is melty and turning golden brown. Pull it out of the oven, sprinkle a little parsley on top, and just like that, they're ready to enjoy.
Stuffed bell peppers were once the ultimate widely appreciated comfort food for their simplicity and versatility, and they are cherished for their simplicity and incredible versatility. These vibrant peppers, available in red, green, yellow, and orange hues, were carefully hollowed out and transformed into edible vessels for a flavorful filling. Typically, this filling included a hearty mix of seasoned ground meat, fluffy rice, juicy tomatoes, and aromatic herbs, all baked to tender perfection. The dish was often crowned with a golden layer of melted cheese or a crisp topping of breadcrumbs, making it as visually appealing as it was delicious. With roots tracing back to Mediterranean and Eastern European cuisines, stuffed bell peppers gained widespread popularity in mid-20th century American kitchens. However, their labor-intensive preparation gradually edged them out of many busy modern households' menus.
Today we're going to be making glorified rice. It is considered a salad. Tastes like dessert, but considered a salad. Great for any summer potluck.
Glorified rice was a whimsical dessert that graced Sunday tables and church potlucks in the early 1900s, capturing hearts across the Midwest. This nostalgic dish brought humble ingredients like cooked rice, whipped cream, sugar, and canned fruit, typically tangy pineapple or vibrant cherries, into a delightful medley of flavors and textures. Some recipes incorporated shredded coconut or marshmallows to elevate the sweetness and charm, adding a playful chewiness to the creamy, fluffy base. Served chilled, it was a refreshing indulgence, especially beloved during the sweltering summer months. Its popularity soared in an era when convenience foods symbolized modernity, but as tastes shifted toward fresher, less processed fare, glorified rice slowly faded into culinary obscurity, leaving fond memories of its light, sugary simplicity.
And guess what, folks? We got pineapple upside down cake.
Pineapple upside down cake, a culinary relic that surged to prominence in the mid-20th century, owes much of its success to strategic marketing efforts by the Hawaiian Pineapple Company, now known as Dole. Originating in the 1920s, this dessert showcased the novelty of canned pineapple, a product rendered accessible through industrial advancements in food preservation. The company's advertising campaign, including a recipe contest won by Mrs. Robert Davis, positioned the cake as a symbol of modern convenience and tropical indulgence. Historically rooted in medieval upside-down baking traditions, the pineapple iteration redefined dessert aesthetics and flavor. By the 1950s, it became emblematic of post-war convenience cooking, utilizing pre-packaged ingredients. While now primarily viewed as a nostalgic dish, it endures sporadically in social gatherings, preserving its mid-century charm. Sally Lunn bread is a rich, slightly sweet bread that dates back to 18th century England but gained widespread popularity in American kitchens. Made with yeast, eggs, butter, and milk, it was baked into a soft loaf or served as rolls. Its versatility made it a hit, enjoyed plain, toasted, or slathered with butter and jam. Sally Lunn bread likely derived its name from the French soleil lune, which means sun and moon, reflecting its golden top and pale base. Its delicate crumb and subtle sweetness made it a favorite for Sunday meals, particularly as an accompaniment to tea or coffee. Over time, as faster bread recipes emerged, this labor-intensive treat became less common.
I will be ready to make these patties once this is cool, and we'll be ready to fry it up.
Corn dodgers were hearty, fried or baked cornmeal cakes that harkened back to pioneer days. Simple to make with cornmeal, water, salt, and sometimes a touch of fat, these dense cakes were a staple in households where ingredients were scarce, but appetites were enormous. Often served alongside soups, stews, or beans, corn dodgers were praised for their portability and filling nature. Their rugged charm and practicality earned them a lasting place in culinary history, though they eventually became less common from regular rotation as more refined baked goods became accessible. Next, we trade rustic for sweet indulgence with a fruit salad that once dominated Sunday dessert tables with its tropical flair.
Today I'm coming at you with a retro recipe. This ambrosia salad makes its way to practically all of my holiday meals. My aunt loves to bring this. This is her go-to holiday.
Ambrosia salad was the tropical delight that transformed Sunday dinners into a culinary escape in mid-20th century America. This indulgent creation blended canned fruit, mandarin oranges, pineapple chunks, and vibrant maraschino cherries with shredded coconut, fluffy miniature marshmallows, and a creamy base of whipped cream or tangy sour cream. The name ambrosia, evoking the mythical food of the gods, ideally suited this dessert-like dish, which enchanted taste buds with its sweet, nostalgic flavors. It became a cherished centerpiece at potlucks, church socials, and family gatherings, where its vibrant colors and tropical flair added a festive touch. However, as health-conscious trends emerged, the salad's heavy reliance on canned fruits and sugary ingredients fell out of favor, paving the way for fresher, more natural fruit-based options.
It's time for a showstopper of a dessert, a Southern lane cake. Typical to so many Southern-style desserts.
Lane cake is a quintessential Southern dessert that once reigned as the crown jewel of special occasions. This luxurious multi-layered white cake boasts a sumptuous filling crafted from egg yolks, sugar, butter, raisins, and pecans, elevated with a bold splash of whiskey or bourbon. The creation of Emma Relander Lane in the late 19th century, this dessert dazzled with its indulgent flavors and a touch of boozy sophistication, earning a cherished place in Southern culinary history. Often adorned with boiled icing or presented unadorned to highlight its golden filling, Lane cake was a show-stopping centerpiece at family gatherings and celebrations. Yet, its intricate preparation, time-intensive process, and caloric indulgence have made it less common in modern kitchens, leaving it a nostalgic symbol of Southern heritage. As one layer of cake fades, another dessert rises. A creamy, gelatin-based treat that was once the star of sophisticated dinners. Charlotte Russe was a sophisticated dessert celebrated for formal gatherings and special occasions in the 19th and early 20th centuries. It was a visual and culinary masterpiece made by lining a mold with sponge cake or ladyfingers and filling it with Bavarian or whipped cream. The dish, believed to have been created by French chef Marie-Antoine Carême, was light, airy, and perfect for a Sunday feast finale. Its careful preparation and reliance on fresh cream made it a labor of love, eventually declining as quicker, more straightforward desserts gained popularity. But don't clear the dessert plates yet. The next creation takes the cake and the ice cream and tops it all with flaming drama.
Baked Alaska! That's right, don't believe everything you hear in the lamestream media about this gorgeous dessert being hard to make. It's not. It's super easy.
Baked Alaska is a theatrical and visually stunning dessert that artfully combines layers of cake, ice cream, and a blanket of fluffy meringue. The meringue serves as more than just decoration. It acts as an insulating shield, allowing the dessert to be baked briefly or flambéed without the ice cream melting. This ingenious blend of textures and temperatures creates a culinary masterpiece. Originating in the 19th century, Baked Alaska is often credited to Delmonico's restaurant in New York, where it captured the imagination of diners with its innovative presentation. It became the highlight of Sunday dinners, impressing guests with its dramatic contrast of hot and cold, soft and crisp. However, as more straightforward ice cream treats gained popularity and their preparation was deemed too complex, Baked Alaska became less popular and became in culinary obscurity.
It's a raisin cream pie with wonderful sour cream and a great pudding filling. This is an amazing old-time pie that I think...
Raisin pie was once a popular dessert in specific communities, particularly during special occasions and lean times, evoking a sense of nostalgia and comfort with every bite. This humble yet flavorful dessert earned the nickname funeral pie in Amish communities, as it was commonly served at post-service meals due to its long shelf life and comforting sweetness. The filling, a delightful blend of raisins stewed with sugar, warm spices like cinnamon or nutmeg, and often a splash of tangy lemon juice, was encased in a golden, flaky crust that seemed to melt in your mouth. Its simplicity made it a practical choice during lean times, relying on pantry staples rather than fresh produce. As modern fruit pies boasting vibrant, fresh fillings grew popular, raisin pie gradually faded from tables, becoming a rare and nostalgic treat.
Drizzle the red cream over blancmange. Enjoy this delicious dessert with your family. Share the recipe with your friends so they can make it too.
Blancmange was a creamy dessert that evoked an air of old-world sophistication. Traditionally crafted with milk, sugar, and almond flavoring, this delicacy was gently thickened with cornstarch or gelatin before chilling into an elegant mold. Often adorned with vibrant fruit or crunchy nuts, its silky smooth texture made it a refined centerpiece of Sunday dinners and special occasions. Blancmange's origins trace back to medieval Europe, where early recipes intriguingly incorporated ground chicken as a thickening agent, blending savory and sweet elements. By the 19th century, it transformed into a sweet treat, delighting Victorian households with its understated charm. However, as the culinary world embraced bolder, richer confections, blancmange's gentle elegance gradually slipped into obscurity, remembered as a nostalgic relic of more straightforward, more graceful times. Next, we traded sophistication for festivity with a drink that warmed winter Sundays and brought families together.
Jerry is a classic cocktail that goes back to the early 1800s and traditionally signified the beginning of the holiday season. It was popular straight up through Prohibition.
Tom and Jerry was a frothy holiday drink that warmed spirits on cold Sunday evenings. A cousin of eggnog, It featured a batter of beaten eggs, sugar, and spice combined with hot milk, rum, and brandy. The drink was served in mugs with a sprinkle of nutmeg on top. Invented by British journalist Pierce Egan in the 1820s, it quickly became a wintertime favorite in America. While its rich, creamy flavor delighted many, its labor-intensive preparation and association with bygone traditions led to its gradual disappearance. Finally, prepare to revisit a classic that blends cream, eggs, and a sprinkle of nostalgia in every sip. Homemade eggnog was once the crowning glory of old-fashioned Sunday gatherings, especially during the holiday season. This rich and creamy drink is a celebrated flavor, lovingly crafted with fresh eggs, velvety cream, sugar, and a dash of aromatic nutmeg. It was often blended with spirits like rum, bourbon, or brandy to give it a festive kick, creating a warming concoction that embodied the season's joy. Families cherished the tradition, passing down recipes that brought generations together. However, over time, concerns about consuming raw eggs and the ease of grabbing a carton from the store led to its decline in popularity. Yet, homemade eggnog remains a nostalgic delight for those who still embrace the tradition, a sweet link to the past and a perfect toast to cherished holiday memories.